The sky above Europe is dark with smoke, the rumble of tanks shaking the ground beneath. Soldiers dash through shattered streets, the echo of gunfire never ceasing. In the Oval Office, far away in time, Donald Trump sits behind the resolute desk, his eyes fixed on the glowing screen before him. He studies maps, satellite images, intelligence briefings, as if trying to foresee a war he never fought. The roar of fighter planes from 70 years ago mixes with the hum of modern drones above. "You have to be tough," he mutters to no one in particular, tracing lines on the map as if plotting the next strike. Europe burns with chaos, civilians fleeing under collapsing buildings, yet in Washington, he paces, the room tense with anticipation. Advisors murmur warnings about alliances, threats, and enemies, but Trump waves them away with a flick of the hand. "We make deals. We make allies. We act decisively," he says. The distant past collides with the present as visions of Roosevelt addressing Congress flash before him. Action, before him. Action. "That's what matters," he whispers, remembering the speeches, the decisions, the weight of history. Across the Atlantic, tanks roll through Normandy, smoke curling into gray skies. Trump watches footage of modern military exercises, imagining his decisions echoing across continents. Bombs drop on cities in 1944, the sky lit with fire, and he imagines the same precision applied today, the same strategy, the same stakes. Every alliance tested, every enemy observed, every choice a gamble between negotiation and force. He leans over the desk, gripping the edge, feeling the tension of responsibility, the gravity of timing. The past and present blur, the lessons of history whispered into the ears of a leader far removed yet strangely similar. Winston Churchill pacing a map-strewn room, Roosevelt speaking with urgency, strategies unfolding under pressure, decisions that defined nations. Trump contemplates airstrikes, trade sanctions, diplomatic pressure, and their mistakes, their triumphs. Europe and America, past and present, collide in thought, imagination, and strategy. Timing is everything. "Miss the moment, and you lose," he murmurs. Across the seas, tanks roll, bombs fall, and leaders make choices that history remembers. He imagines commanding armies, negotiating with allies, striking decisively, and sometimes waiting. Every decision measured against a world at war, every action weighed in the balance of power and consequence. The roar of history fills his mind as the hum of technology surrounds him, and he realizes the rules are the same, only the era has changed. The past is a lesson, the present a stage, and the future uncertain, yet inevitable. He rises, walking along the windows of the Oval Office, imagining the decisions that could have been, the world that might have been shaped differently. Strategic moves, bold statements, alliances formed or broken, and the constant push and pull of diplomacy and force. The ghost of World War II whispers through the corridors of modern power, reminding him that leadership is timeless, but choices define eras. Airplanes streak across the sky, drones over modern cities echoing fighter planes from the past. Decisions that change lives, nations, and the course of history itself. He imagines the battlefield, the negotiation table, the tension in rooms filled with generals and ministers, the pressure of carrying nations on one's shoulders. The sound of orders given, executed, and sometimes regretted. Strategy is measured in moves ahead, in alliances tested, in risks taken and avoided. The world watches, the past echoes, and Trump sits, contemplating, planning, deciding, as if history itself is his advisor. He imagines Roosevelt, Churchill, Eisenhower, generals moving pieces on a vast chessboard, and he traces similar moves in the modern world. Precision, timing, negotiation, and force are constant, only the tools have changed. The smoke clears over Europe, yet in his mind, the war continues. Every decision, a ripple through time, every action, a potential turning point. History teaches, imagination experiments, and strategy unfolds. Leaders rise and fall, nations endure or collapse, and the weight of the world rests upon those who act decisively. He sees the map of Europe, the spread of conflict, the alliances fragile yet vital. He imagines his own words echoing through history, decisions shaping destiny, both in the past imagined and the present real. The camera of thought pans across continents, over battlefields, over modern cities, over the past and future. Leadership, courage, strategy, and consequence intertwine. The roar of history fills the air, the hum of modernity follows, and the mind of a leader navigates the storm. Europe burns and recedes, the present unfolds, the past whispers, and the decisions of a single man echo across time and space. He imagines the victory, the defeat, the triumph, the failure, all part of a continuum. Strategic choices measured. Smoke thick as night, civilians fleeing with nothing but hope. Trump imagines the precision of a modern airstrike, the timing, the calculation, the power of a single decision altering the course of nations. Advisors murmur in his ear, warnings about alliances fraying, enemies gathering, the balance of power shifting, but he waves them off with a measured confidence. "We act when it matters," he says. The past unfolds in flashes, Roosevelt pacing the floor of the White House, Churchill puffing his cigar, Eisenhower poring over maps, generals debating, nations trembling. He sees the D-Day invasion in his mind, ships cutting through the channel, soldiers storming the beaches, courage and chaos intertwining. He imagines his own voice in that room, making decisions, commanding respect, negotiating terms, striking deals, weighing risks, and timing his actions with absolute precision. The roar of history fills the room as the hum of modern technology surrounds him. Tanks roll across Europe, streets collapse under artillery, the sky filled with smoke and fire, and yet across oceans and decades, a modern leader sits, plotting, imagining, learning from ghosts of the past. "Timing is everything," he whispers. Decisions taken too early can fail, decisions too late can cost lives, yet the strategy remains constant, strength balanced with negotiation, power wielded with intent. He envisions alliances forming, dissolving, reshaping the world order, as if he were both student and actor in the grand theater of history. Airplanes streak the sky in arcs of steel and fire, drones buzz silently above cities of glass and steel, and the echo of past battles informs present actions. He leans back, absorbing the enormity of choice, the weight of responsibility, the consequences that stretch across continents. Roosevelt and Churchill, leaders forged in crisis, their voices, their decisions, their courage, they speak to him through the fabric of time, challenging him, guiding him. He imagines drafting orders, signing directives, negotiating terms, all while history watches, as if the past itself were a silent jury. Bombs explode, tanks advance, civilians flee, and yet in the controlled calm of his office, Trump orchestrates strategy, each decision layered with the lessons of battles fought long ago. Maps unfold across his desk, red and blue markers, the chessboard of nations, each piece a life, a city, a future. He ponders the use of force, the art of negotiation, the delicate balance between intimidation and diplomacy. The lessons of World War II whisper in his ear, delay can be fatal, indecision deadly, courage necessary, foresight vital. He imagines the chaos of generals shouting orders, of spies moving in shadows, of intelligence analyzed under pressure, the weight of nations pressing on shoulders both past and present. Every moment is measured, calculated, the strategy unfolding in real time, in imagination, in history. He sees the faces of soldiers, their fear, their resolve, their courage, each life a testament to leadership, each decision a reflection of consequence. Across decades, the lessons of the past merge with the decisions of the present, and Trump navigates this fusion with a keen mind and bold resolve. He imagines a world in which he commands, negotiates, strikes, and waits, where the balance of power is delicate, and the stakes impossibly high. Europe burns, alliances form and dissolve, strategies clash, and through it all, a modern leader contemplates, calculates, and decides. The smoke of history clouds his vision yet clarifies his purpose, each flash of past conflict sharpening his understanding, guiding his hand. Distant cries, the rumble of tanks, the whistle of bombs, merge with the quiet hum of intelligence reports, the flicker of monitors, the silent anticipation of strategy unfolding. He leans forward, tracing routes on a map, imagining the ripple of each decision, the chain reaction of alliances, betrayals, victories, and defeats. Leaders rise and fall, nations tremble and endure, yet through the lens of strategy and foresight, he perceives the constants, courage, timing, foresight, and the relentless pursuit of advantage. He imagines the airfields of England, the deserts of North Africa, the frozen streets of Stalingrad, juxtaposed against modern boardrooms, conference calls, press briefings, and social media storms. The weight of history is tangible, pressing, yet it guides, informs, and challenges him. Every choice he imagines, every strategy, every calculated risk is measured against a backdrop of past triumphs and failures, a continuum stretching across time. He visualizes troop movements, supply lines, diplomatic cables, intelligence intercepts, each thread weaving a tapestry of cause and effect. Precision, timing, and decisiveness, he realizes, are constants, whether in the mud of Normandy or the sleek halls of modern power. The ghosts of Roosevelt, Churchill, and Eisenhower whisper counsel, warning, inspiring, challenging, reminding him that leadership is timeless, and choices echo beyond the moment. He imagines the victories that shaped the 20th century, the defeats that scarred nations, and the
courage required to navigate the storm. Every flash of fire, every strategic movement, every negotiation is an echo in his mind, a lesson, a mirror of potential decisions. The past and present merge into a continuum of strategy and consequence, and he moves through it, with the focus of a general and the instincts of a statesman. He sees cities burned, nations threatened, alliances forged and broken, and through it all, the same principles endure: calculation, timing, courage, and vision. He imagines issuing commands, negotiating with allies, facing threats with measured resolve, every decision a thread in the tapestry of history. The sky above Europe remains dark, the fires of the past illuminating his imagination, as he navigates the delicate balance of power, strategy, and consequence. He imagines the faces of soldiers, civilians, diplomats, and leaders, each affected by decisions, each a reflection of strategy and foresight. Across continents and decades, the lessons of the past shape the actions of the present, guiding choices, informing risks, and inspiring leadership. He leans back, contemplative, absorbing the enormity of history, the weight of responsibility, and the delicate balance between action and restraint. Each flash of thought, each imagined battlefield, each diplomatic negotiation, merges into a cinematic panorama of strategy and consequence. The roar of past conflicts echoes in his mind, blending with the hum of modern technology, the flicker of screens, the silent anticipation of decisions yet to come. He imagines commanding armies, issuing directives, negotiating treaties, weighing risks, timing strikes, and maneuvering alliances with precision. The past and present converge in his mind, a cinematic tableau of strategy, courage, and consequence, a world both imagined and real. Leadership is timeless, strategy universal, and the lessons of history an eternal guide for those who dare to act decisively. Imagination as Washington remains calm yet charged with the energy of potential, the weight of responsibility, the pull of history. Every choice imagined, every decision plotted, every strategy weighed against the backdrop of time, shaping outcomes, influencing nations, defining eras. He leans forward, tracing the paths of history, imagining the ripple effects of decisions, each choice a stone cast into the waters of time. The ghost of WWII whispers, teaching, warning, inspiring, guiding, reminding that courage, timing, foresight, and decisive action define leaders and eras alike.